happen to good people. Seems like every time you turn on the news, you see bad things happening. We were glued to the set as we saw the bad things that transpired in Missouri. As they passed down the sentence, many of us were literally enraged. Felt as though we were wrong, that there was an injustice. Amen. When we look at the things that are happening in New York, man gets choked out for selling Lucy's. Oh, I forgot y'all. Some of y'all don't know. Let me put on my priestly apparel again. He got choked out for selling cigarettes. 12 times the man screams, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." Until finally he gasps and sucks his very last breath. And then he dies. And I sat back and my mind began to reflect that when I was a child, I had a friend. We grew up on the backside of Bearskin. And my friend, close friend, one of my best friends, a little white fellow by the name of Stephen Hunter. And what happened is we were getting off the bus, and Stephen was a good boy. He was a good boy. Every time we get on the bus, he would talk about church. I'm going to church, and we're going to do this over the church and that over the church. And now listen, I need to let you know something. Coming up as a boy, 8, 9, 10, the last thing that I wanted to hear was church, because I called enough church when I was home. My mom and daddy talked enough church. I didn't need to hear church from Stephen. But Stephen was a good boy, and he loved the Lord. And then we were letting Stephen off the school bus. He looked at me and he said, "You coming over to the house today?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get my bike and I'll ride over. I'll be there in just a minute." He got off the bus, and those were the last words that I shared with Stephen. A car didn't see the school bus stopped, and as Stephen was crossing the road, a car hit him. And every one of us on the bus witnessed little Stephen as he was dragged down the highway. And I began to pose the question, God, this little boy, he loved you, he praised you, he glorified you, he magnified you. Every time you saw Stephen, he was talking about you. And how in the world can a just God allow such a bad thing to happen to such a good individual? Very likely to me, I'm sure that many of you have some horror stories to where you've witnessed bad things happening to good people.